Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'm touching on a subject that gives me personally great anxiety, and that would be how to deal with both passive-aggressive and aggressive people. Now, I have the funness of being able to live with both passive-aggressive people and aggressive people. I myself am more of the passive-aggressive person, speaking behind people's backs, blah 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 kind of crap like that, but what girl doesn't? But today I wanted to talk about how someone with anxiety like myself deals with confrontation from both passive-aggressive and aggressive sides. Now, I'm going to leave all names out. You guys wouldn't know them, even if I said, so I could be like, Sherbert. Sherbert is passive-aggressive. Anyway, so yeah, I just want to talk to you about how I personally deal with passive-aggressive and aggressive people. Now, I want to give you a little bit of an information kind of part, explaining that I have anxiety, and I'm very non-confrontational, which is why I'm passive-aggressive. I don't like pissing people off, and I don't like getting pissed off either. So I am non-confrontational. If something really bugs me, it festers and it brews, and then bad stuff happens after that. So I have been growing with meditation and with yoga and such to stop being so festerish, you know? So yeah, I'm non-confrontational. When you meet a confrontational person, be it passive-aggressive or aggressive, the first thing that you need to remember is that they are being suddenly enraged, and what happens is that forcefulness is the result of a rush of adrenaline, and it goes straight to their brain, and the brain can't actually function with that much adrenaline in it. And what actually happens is that your reasoning shuts off. It's slightly like anxiety, where your reasoning shuts off and you get verbal diarrhea, essentially. So keep that in mind anytime that you meet a confrontational person. The next thing that I do is, with a passive-aggressive person, I try not to listen to anything that they're saying, because be it a friend who's telling me something about somebody else who's also my friend, and they're just bitching because they want to bitch, just don't listen to it. It's just somebody being passive, talking about somebody behind their back. It really puts negativity out there, and if you're someone with anxiety, negativity is the number one thing that you really, really do not want in your life, because negative feelings gets festering inside of you, and then that creates negative thoughts, and then you give out negative feelings and vibes as well. So just don't listen to somebody who is passive-aggressive. Now, if somebody is actually being passive-aggressive to you, all you gotta do is just remember that they're being so petty, and it's just so pointless. And being passive-aggressive is just such a stupid way to get any kind of point across. Not saying that aggressive is the better way to go, because it really is not, but being able to calmly and collectively get your thoughts together and explain to somebody, like, you are making me mad and this is why, instead of being like, yeah, well, at least I take out the trash. Like, stuff like that, that's just, it's so petty, it's so childish, and you don't want to lower yourself to that person. So just remember that it is pointless to listen to somebody who is being passive-aggressive. The next thing that I do with passive-aggressive people is, at the end, when they are done being passive-aggressive, I chuckle to myself and I walk away. That is literally how I deal with a passive-aggressive person, because when they're passive-aggressive, they have no point, they have no goal. It's just a sudden in their brain that they feel that it is necessary to get out. Next, with aggressive people. Now, this one is a little bit more of a touchy subject, because with aggressive people, it can very much borderline being abusive, whether it be physical, verbal, or emotionally abusive. So it's more of a topic that a lot of people don't like to talk about. But seeing as I live with someone who is an aggressive person, and has a very aggressive personality, and I will fully admit that to his face, as I have before. I have developed slight ways that I have worked with and approached toward the topics that he gets aggressive with. So basically, when you're dealing with somebody who's getting aggressive and is just an aggressive person with an aggressive personality, you need to realize that these sudden outbursts of being aggressive and being like mean, kind of, it is literally that. It is a short outburst of no emotion. I feel like when they get angry, there is no emotion behind it. It's just so sudden and so overwhelming that they just need to blurt it out and explode, essentially. So I always remember that. It's not personal, and it really is not personal, whereas passive-aggressive is personal. It's trying to get under your skin, whereas aggressive is just like, "Buh," and then it's done. Next thing that I remember is that passive-aggressive people, they have more of like a sneaky way around it, whereas aggressive people, when they get aggressive, it is usually what I like to call parrot talking, where they just repeat the same thing over and over again, like, put that away, put that away, put that away. It is very much a parroting kind of thing. And my voice just cracked there. Woo! Either way. Anyway, so I just feel like it's more of like a parroting thing, which just really strongly shows the whole, it's not personal, and you really shouldn't get offended by it. Now, I know that it's really hard not to get offended by it, and especially if you're somebody like me where you get anxious when somebody does that to you, it is so hard not to be offended toward it and not to feel like, oh my God, I hope that person dies or something. Like, that's the extreme, but like, I hope that person drops something on their foot, or their toilet clogs, or they don't have sandwich meat and they want to make a sandwich. Now that is the worst. No sandwich meat, but they want a sandwich. Oh, anyway, so it's really hard not to think those kinds of things. And again, it's the whole negativity aspect of it. If somebody sends off negative vibes, then you're going to pick up those negative vibes, and then you are going to give out those negative vibes again. Ooh, look, a fan. Woo-hoo-hoo. So you're going to give off those negative vibes again. So you just need to stand your ground. My arms keep getting tired. You just need to stand your ground. If somebody is just starting to parrot at you and they're being aggressive, stand there, calmly say, for example, stop yelling at me, because there is no point in getting emotions high. So stop yelling at me, very calm and collected, and turn around and walk away. Because that person, if you are still facing them, is just going to find more things to get aggressive about with you. So it is so much better to just turn around and walk away. You can cool down, they can cool down, and then later you can talk it out if you want to. I'm not the kind of person that talks it out. I just let it brush off my shoulders. And that's so hard for me, and that's something that I've had to learn how to do over the years because, as I said, I'm a person that lets things fester. So I just try to brush it off and just remember that it's not personal and that they are just getting irritated, but it just comes out the wrong way and becomes a screaming match, and a parroting screaming match, which is the worst combination. So yes, those are the ways that I deal with passive-aggressive and aggressive people. Whether it's towards you or not toward you, or you have anxiety and you don't know how to deal with it, or you don't have anxiety and you still don't know how to deal with it. There are so many people out there that are aggressive and passive-aggressive, and there's so many people out there that are non-confrontational. And there are so many people out there that don't know how to deal with any of those things, being non-confrontational or standing your ground. And I cannot say how important it is that you stand your ground. Anytime anyone ever tries to call you down or belittle you or makes you feel worthless or less than you are, it is so important to stand your ground and make sure that they know that you are not going to waver, that you are firm in your place and in your thoughts, and that you are not going to back down and you are not going to let them walk all over you. So with that, I'm going to end this video on a good note. It is absolutely beautiful outside. I have a sleeping kitten beside me, and I hope that all of you have an exceptionally good day. I love you guys so, so much, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.